As most of you know, Squidward is an artist, so it's no surprise that one of his old paintings is referenced in Season 6. The painting in particular are his 483 self-portraits first seen in the episode Gone, and they appear when SpongeBob is having tea with Squidward in the episode Not Normal. Another reference can be found as SpongeBob and Patrick are belly sliding through town. As they go off a ramped truck, Oyster Stadium can be seen for the first time in a while as they are falling. Here's a clip of both references or Easter eggs with audio.
I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but please come in, SpongeBob.
Thank you. Tell me, what are you doing cooped up in here when the weather outside is so normal?
Well, today is dusting day, the day I dust my 483 self-portraits.
Wow, that's something you don't see in the average house.
Squidward! Have you seen Gary? He's gone missing! Squidward?
Not a sign of Squidward anywhere.
Squidward? You up here?
Mommy, what are those things?
Those are undesirables, honey.
We've seen plenty of board games in the SpongeBob universe, whether it's Sailor Mouths, Eels in Escalators, or Patrick the Game from Season 9. But one of my favorites is the Flying Dutchman's Treasure Hunt from the Season 1 episode, Arg. This game nearly drives Mr. Krabs insane, with him eventually taking things way too seriously, and using the game's map for a treasure hunt. To be fair, Mr. Krabs' plan does actually work, and they eventually find the treasure by the end of the episode, despite using a map from a board game. But this was the last we'd see of the board game for a little while. That was until the Season 6 episode, Toy Store of Doom, as at one point, SpongeBob takes the Flying Dutchman's Treasure Hunt board game out of a chest, and asks Patrick if he wants to play it, only for him to decline it like everything else SpongeBob suggests. Pretty cool, huh? Really cool. I love Easter eggs like this. Here's a clip.
Look, Patrick, 8 gold doubloons.
Wait, I saw it first! Yeah! Mine! Huh?
Boy, Mr. Krabs, you sure are sweaty.
What's this? Where are the doubloons?
It's a game! The Flying Dutchman's Treasure Hunt.
Looks like you've shanghaied me. My turn. 5. One of your shipmates has been a bad pirate. Send him to the brig.
I guess we could play something. How about a yo?
No.
Yo. Buried treasure board game?
No.
The next episode we'll be talking about today actually features 2 Easter eggs, so let's just skip the plot summary and get right to the good stuff. The first is a SpongeBob's Last Stand reference, with this Save the Jellyfish sign being shown in the pile of rubble. Another reference is this ukulele, as it's most likely a reference to the ukulele used by SpongeBob in the episode Fun, which is another reference to an older SpongeBob episode. I love those. Here's a clip.
Chum bucket, sludge bucket, highway fly away. Lily liver, pizza giver, mashed potato, kelp tomato. All we are trying to say is give jellyfish fields a chance.
I can't take it much longer. I hope he's not in any pain, wherever he is.
I think he's doing just fine.
Mr. Krabs, you gotta get up. We gotta get out of here.
Oh. Okay, T-Boy, I think I'm good.
Remember to drink plenty of fluids.
Look, SpongeBob, you see all this stuff?
One of my favorite classic or iconic SpongeBob episodes is Season 3's Krusty Krab training video, an episode that parodies fast food training videos from the 90s and does a very good job at doing so. Now, as a kid, I absolutely loved this episode, so I was really happy when it got referenced in the episode Appointment TV. In this episode, a rare episode of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy is going to air on TV, and SpongeBob wants to record it. So at one point of the episode, we see him set up his VHS to record, and he looks at his tape collection to tape over a tape and record the show. And it seems that one of these tapes is the Krusty Krab training video, thus making for a really heartwarming and cool Easter egg. Here's a clip with audio.
All that's left is to set the VCR to record, so I can relive the magic over and over forever. But which tape to use? Don't have any blank ones left. Oh, here we go. Who needs a tape of their own birth anyway?
To keep up with today's demanding customers, no expense has been spared to acquire all the latest achievements in fast food technology.
This here is an advanced patty control mechanism. Here you can see our automated money handling system. Don't touch.
The character, Flats the Flounder, made multiple appearances in early seasons of SpongeBob. For example, Sandy's Rocket, Texas, but most notably The Bully, where he plays a major role, where he pretty much wants to kick SpongeBob's butt throughout the entire episode, just for sitting beside him and saying, "Hey, poor SpongeBob." Now, since The Bully, he hasn't had very many appearances. He has appeared a few times, but it has been fairly limited. That was until the episode Don't Feed the Clowns, as he's actually a customer of the bakery who gets knocked out by getting hit with a pie thrown by Incidental C1. Talk about a cool reference. It's nice to see Flats the Flounder back in action again, especially in a more recent episode. Now, I'm going to show a clip of this Easter egg with audio, but before I do, I just want to say thank you to everybody who took the time to watch this video. Seriously, shout out to the Grapple Gang. I'm Cartoon Corey, and I'll see you guys again soon. Oh, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be responding to the comments of all subscribers on this video. It actually shows me if you're subscribed or not. So comment and I'll respond if you're subscribed. Anyways though, I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the clips.
Flats is from a town where kicking someone's butt means that he wants to be your friend. And maybe play some sports with you on weekends.
I got diarrhea.
In the Season 6 episode, The Krabby Chronicle, we get a cameo from a longtime fan favorite character that had been absent for some time. Now, back in Season 3, we got the iconic episode, Nasty Patty, an episode all about Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob nearly killing an innocent health inspector. Now, this health inspector is named Health Inspector Yellowtail Andy, and after missing for a few seasons, he made his much welcomed return in the episode The Krabby Chronicle. During this scene where he closes down the chum bucket after seeing an ad in the newspaper revealing that the food is legitimately made with chum. Ew. He even puts a giant out of business sticker on the chum bucket to really push the point. Fun fact, this episode is also where the health inspector's last name was first revealed to be Yellowtail. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, and also just saying, the character has made other appearances since the Krabby Chronicle, but this episode was his first reappearance in years. Here's a clip of the Easter egg with audio.
Hey, this guy's not a zombie. He's just an ordinary health inspector.
Yes, and at the risk of being hit again, I'd like to present you with this.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, look! We passed the inspection!
Hooray! Come on, everybody! Krabby Patties at half price! Well, not really.
Oh boy, I'd like a Krabby Patty.
The chum stick that's finally gonna drive Krabs out of business!
I think not. I'm Health Inspector Yellowtail. I'm officially closing down your restaurant. That's not what this says.
Plankton's chum made of your chums? The chum bucket serves your friends in more ways than one? What? Who's to blame for this? Who?
Another classic SpongeBob episode that I loved as a kid was Season 2's Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm. This episode was pretty darn epic, with SpongeBob and Sandy teaming up and going on an adventure to find the Alaskan bullworm that has been terrorizing Bikini Bottom. Now in the end, they succeed and manage to lunge the thing off of a cliff, and for a while, it seemed like this would be the last we'd see of the Alaskan bullworm. That is, until the episode My Leg, as during the montage where SpongeBob is trying to purposefully damage Fred's leg, Fred sprinkles salt over his leg, then SpongeBob rings a bell, and the Alaskan bullworm slithers over to Fred. Pretty cool, huh? Here's a clip. Now I don't know if it's just me, but it seems that Nickelodeon really turned up the Easter eggs in Season 12, as there are so many. One episode that comes to mind is Lighthouse Louie. In this episode, SpongeBob finds himself stuck cleaning Mrs. Puff's boating school lighthouse, which is full of a bunch of junk seen over the years throughout the show's history. Now during this scene, where SpongeBob falls into a pile of trash, we get a close-up look at one of these pieces of junk. I'm talking about this familiar-looking pizza box that I'm sure all of you recognize. That's right, this is yet another reference to one of my all-time favorite SpongeBob episodes, Season 1's Pizza Delivery. You know, I've always wondered if the Krusty Krab is still serving pizza, and hey, this pretty much confirms it. Here's a question though, which toppings would you get on your Krusty Krab pizza? Let me know in the comments. Anyways though, here's a clip of the Easter egg.
That box is haunted! Fine, these stairs are haunted! This trash is haunted!
Krusty Krab! Pizza is the pizza, yeah, for you and me.
In the episode, Krusty Catering, we're introduced to a new business scheme by Mr. Krabs, a catering service where SpongeBob, Squidward, and even Patrick cater food at parties and look after kids. Now at the ending of this episode, it's presumed that Mr. Krabs has ended the services and goes back to just running the Krusty Krab. However, it seems the business is still going, including the truck, as in the episode Plankton Retires, there's a scene where Mr. Krabs claims he's off to go and make a delivery, and a patty falls out of the Krusty Catering truck, not only giving us a really cool Easter egg, but also confirmation that the business is still operating, even in Season 12, so yeah, really cool.
I cannot believe I let you talk me into this.
I'm off to make a delivery.
That fool.
In the iconic Season 2 episode Sailor Mouth, SpongeBob and Patrick learn some new, spicy, sentence-enhancing swear words from a dumpster outside of the Krusty Krab. And though they're told by Mr. Krabs not to use these bad words, which none of you should use either by the way, they eventually ignore the old man and get themselves into some trouble. Well, Patrick gets SpongeBob into trouble when he goes to snitch on him. Before all of this happens though, we're given this iconic scene, like this scene is iconic, where SpongeBob and Patrick play a board game called Eels and Escalators, a parody of the classic game Snakes and Ladders, and it makes for a really funny scene. Well, 10 seasons later, in the episode Bubble Bass's Tab, I think it's a Season 12 episode, this board game, Eels and Escalators, is referenced, with it appearing on SpongeBob's internal shelf of games. As you guys know, I'm a major fan of the Steven Hillenburg era of SpongeBob, so I loved this little nod.
Now, let's play a nice wholesome game of Eels and Escalators.
Oh boy, my favorite!
Come on, Gary needs a new pair of shoes!
Ooh, eels! Too bad, SpongeBob, you gotta ride the eel.
Darn.
My turn! Hooray! Escalators!
You'll have to play the 3 deadly challenges.
Oh, the 3 deadly challenges! I got this game! Where is it? Game of Strife, Shoots and Bladders. Oh, here it is! The 3 deadly challenges!
Board game.
Okay, and last but not least, our final Easter egg, or secret, can be found in the episode Patrick's Alley, which I will admit is a bit of a cheat since it's from the Patrick Star Show and not SpongeBob, but who cares? It's still really cool. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of SpongeBob incidental characters, so I was pleasantly surprised when I seen Incidental 98 pop up in Patrick's Alley. This extremely rare incidental is known for his blue shirt with a heart on it, and he hasn't made an appearance since season 2. There aren't a whole lot of images of him, but this was definitely a really neat return of a highly requested incidental. Everyone wanted to see this guy back, so it's really cool. Now, I'm going to show a clip of this with audio, but before I do, I just want to say to the Grapple Gang, thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you so much for all of the support. We hit 400k thanks to you guys, and we're continuing to grow. It's awesome, seriously. By the way, if you're new to the channel, make sure to comment, as I'm going to be responding to the comments of all subscribers on this video. So if you're subscribed and you comment, YouTube will show me you're subscribed, and I'll respond for sure. So yeah, put your comments in, guys. Here's those clips. I'm Cartoon Corey, and I'll see you guys again soon. Stay awesome.
Patrick!
Too old. Throw it back.
Okay, so listen up, as this next Easter egg is a little complex. In SpongeBob, every episode has a production code, and sometimes these production codes will be hidden in episodes as Easter eggs. So, as you can imagine, this is exactly the case in the episode Food PDFFT Truck, as one of the signs at the Rock Bottom Mall reads SB138, which is actually a reference to the production code of the Season 1 episode Rock Bottom, which makes sense because it's in the Rock Bottom Mall. So yeah, it's very subtle, but boy, is it cool to see such an iconic episode referenced in the modern day. Here's a clip.
Maybe the Rock Bottom Mall? Where is everybody? The circus should be good for crowds.
Maybe it's a flea circus.
Yeah? It's still warm.
And last but not least, our final Easter egg can be found in another extremely recent SpongeBob episode, Patrick the Mailman. This Easter egg is similar to the one found in Say Ah, as it has to do with a long-lost character, that being SpongeBob's jellyfishing idol, Kevin C. Cucumber. Kevin made his first appearance in the episode I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, but since then, we haven't really seen him for a while. Well, that is, until Patrick the Mailman, as this episode marks Kevin C. Cucumber's first major appearance since I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, from Season 2, thus making for a really cool callback. SpongeBob has many villains, for example the often misunderstood Plankton, but the best villains are the supervillains, seen in the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes, for example the Dirty Bubble. But one that is usually forgotten is Jumbo Shrimp. Well, in the Patrick Star Show episode, X marks the pot, he makes a small cameo, with him being seen all beaten up in a mugshot. Now, by the way, I will say, this section was actually written before Captain Pipsqueak came out, so I know that he has a major role in that episode, but before that episode, this was one of his biggest cameos. So yeah, an Easter egg. Here's a clip.
I want to take your picture. Would you care to peruse my portfolio?
Oh, I'd love to. Would you look at that? Isn't it cute? Oh my. So artistic, girl. Oh, you simply must take a portrait of my whole family.
Our next Easter egg can be found in the Season 13 episode, Upturned Girls, an episode we've admittedly talked about a lot recently, but only because the episode is full of spicy Easter eggs. Now, the Easter egg in question has to do with this obscure SpongeBob villain, the Atomic Flounder. This supervillain was formerly an enemy of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and made his first appearance in the Season 1 episode, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2, as an old retired version of himself that gets attacked by SpongeBob. Now, since Season 1, the character has barely been seen, let alone mentioned. That is, until the episode Upturned Girls, as when Pearl and Narlene first arrive at Upturns, the exact same old retired version of the Atomic Flounder makes his first appearance in 20 plus years, making for a really cool little reference. Here's a clip.
And Barnacle Boy laid an egg. Hey!
That fellow over there used to be the Atomic Flounder. He could go back to crime, just like that.
Help! Help! Help somebody there!
You're under arrest, Atomic Flounder.
Stop, kid! Stop!
This is my favorite department store, and like the heart of the big city.
Our first Easter egg can be found in the Season 13 episode, Upturned Girls. I know we've covered it a lot recently, but this Easter egg is really cool and new. But it is a little complicated, so pay attention. In the episode Squeaky Boots, it's Pearl's birthday, so we learn about flipper slippers, new shoes that are a bit of a fad amongst teenagers, and seem to be especially popular with young girls. Pearl wanted these for her birthday, she doesn't get them, but all of her friends wear them, and we know that Pearl really likes these and really likes shoes. Well, it seems that these shoes are referenced in the episode Upturned Girls, as when Pearl and Narlene enter the shoe area, there is a poster on the wall for what seems to be new, updated, or evolved versions of the shoes. I know this for sure because at one angle, we can see at the bottom that the shoes are by Flipper, and like I said, the shoes that they're referencing are called flipper slippers. So, definitely a really cool Easter egg here. Whoever wrote this episode, this is a really cool one. Here's a clip.
What is it, Daddy? It wouldn't be those totally hip new flipper slippers all my friends are wearing, would it? Everyone wants them.
It might be.
Don't forget my new flipper slippers, Daddy.
Darling, I won't.
Attention, Upturns shoppers. There's a sale in the shoe department. 10th floor.
No way, so many shows!
Huh?
The character Lady Upturn was first introduced in the episode Krusty Catering, and has been quite the reoccurring character ever since, with her even being included in the SpongeBob spin-off Camp Coral, with a major role. Well, the episode Upturned Girls, an episode we already talked about today, gave Lady Upturn's character even more personality, with Lady Upturn getting her own luxury shop called Upturns. And this is where we can find our last Easter egg, as if we watch closely during this scene, we can see that an extremely rare incidental makes their first appearance in nearly 20 years, that being the female collector, who made her last appearance in the Season 3 episode One Krabs Trash, where she wants to buy the soda drinking hat for Mr. Krabs. Talk about a long-lost character.
I'm prepared to give you $500 for that drink hat.
Not so fast, I'll give you $1,000 for such a hat.
Okay, so this next one is a bit of a deep cut, so get ready, as what the episode references is very subtle. I didn't even realize it at first. In the episode Ghost Host, the Flying Dutchman realizes that he's lost his scary mojo. So to try and sharpen his skills, he tries to scare both SpongeBob and Squidward. It doesn't go very well, but during one of his attempts to scare SpongeBob, he transforms into this big red bug thing. And honestly, since this episode, we haven't really seen it since, but it seems that this exact transformation is referenced in the episode Ink Lemonade, as during this scene, where Squidward first enters the creepy nursery, there is a picture of this exact same big red bug that the Flying Dutchman turned into on the wall, thus making for, like I said, a really deep cut in terms of Easter eggs. Like, the Flying Dutchman transforms 50 plus times in Ghost Host, so it's interesting that they chose this one to reference in particular. But anyways, here's a clip with audio.
Not creepy nursery rhyme music!
The episode, 20,000 Patties Under the Sea, has an Easter egg in its title. For those who may not know, the title is a reference to a Julie Verne novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's not the only Easter egg present in this episode, though. The con man from the episode Chocolate with Nuts is back again, and he cons SpongeBob and Patrick once more. Now after he cons SpongeBob and Patrick, he says, "Hey, thanks again guys." This means he remembers the characters from the last time he conned them. Another cool thing you may not have known about this episode is that Gene Simmons from the band Kiss plays the sea monster in the episode. Pretty cool.
Are you sure you don't want to be our first customer, sir?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wait! We'll pay you.
Hey, thanks again, guys. Good luck with the restaurant.
Thank you, sir. Come again.
It's specially designed to cradle each candy bar in velvet-lined comfort. But I'm wasting my time. You don't need these bags.
We need them! We need them!
So long, boys. Happy hunting. Suckers.
Back in the season 3 episode, Wet Painters, SpongeBob and Patrick are roped into painting and cleaning good old Mr. Krabs' house. However, there's one important condition. They can absolutely not get any paint or dirt on Mr. Krabs' most prized item, his very first ever dollar. Well, plot twist, they do end up getting some paint on it. And from here, the episode focuses on this dilemma, with SpongeBob and Patrick panicking to get the dollar clean. Now since then, Mr. Krabs' first dollar has made a few cameos, but my favorite is in the episode Whale Watching. It happens fast, but as you can see right here, the dollar is one of the many things destroyed by Pearl's explosive crime. Very, very cool. Here's a clip of the Easter egg with audio.
We're dead, Patrick. Do you know what that is?
It's $1! I win!
That's not just $1. It's Mr. Krabs' first dollar, his most prized possession, and we got paid on it.
I want to go to the party!
Oh, shrimp.
Many of our longtime viewers know one of my top 3 favorite SpongeBob episodes is Season 1's Pizza Delivery. In this episode, Mr. Krabs gets a call for a late-night pizza delivery order, and despite the Krusty Krab literally being a burger restaurant and not a pizza place, Mr. Krabs still takes the order and turns some Krabby Patties into a pizza. Now, considering how iconic this episode is, I was not surprised when I caught this little Easter egg in the Season 12 special, SpongeBob's Birthday Blowout, as during the live action scene where Plankton's voiceover artist is thrown out of the trusty slab, a Krusty Krab pizza box can be seen in the pile of garbage. That's pretty cool. I love classic references that reference the Steven Hillenburg era of SpongeBob. It was the best time. Here's a clip.
Mr. Krabs, we don't serve pizza. We don't deliver.
We don't deliver, but you do.
Sorry, Potty, you'll have to hold it. Come on.
Easy for you to say, right?
Oh, excuse me, sir. Pardon me.
Ooh, that was delicious. I love surface food.
And last, but certainly not least, our final Easter egg can be found in the episode SpongeBob's Last Stand. But for it to actually make sense, we have to go back to the episode Chum Bucket Supreme. In this episode, Plankton hires on Patrick as an advertising director. I don't know why he picked Patrick, but he hires him on to do the advertising for the Chum Bucket. And Patrick comes up with this slogan, Chum is Fum, as a way to give the Chum Bucket some identity, I guess. Well, this is directly referenced a few seasons later in the episode SpongeBob's Last Stand, as the Chum Bucket slogan, Chum is Fum, is seen on a billboard. Again, another really cool Easter egg.
Jellyfish fields a chance. Plankton's eye, ham on rye, Larry's thigh, battle cry.
You're supposed to be coming up with witty catchphrases to keep that rabble out there happy. Chum is Fum. We've kind of got that one already.
Oh, I like that one!
Oh well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We have seen many superheroes and supervillains throughout SpongeBob, mainly due to there being so many Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes. I love them, some of my favorite episodes. A lot of them have stuck around, for example the Dirty Bubble or Man Ray. But there have been a lot that have just disappeared. One often forgotten supervillain is the evil Jumbo Shrimp, who made his first appearance in Season 1's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. Since his debut, he's made a few more appearances, but they've been far and few apart. That is, until the Season 11 episode, Squid Noir, as Jumbo Shrimp appears as a poster and an action figure in Near Mint comic books. And the Suburban Dad figurine throws the action figure at Mermaid Man's action figure during their fight. It's pretty cool. Here's a clip with audio.
Fighting a rogue's gallery of villains, like the Sinister Slug, the Atomic Flounder, and the dreaded Jumbo Shrimp.
I'm so glad you could make it.
I wouldn't miss this for the world, Dirty.
The most powerful of all crustaceans. It's Jumbo Shrimp.
Take that and that!
Our next mistake can be found in the episode Suction Cup Symphony. This episode is all about Squidward writing his very own symphony. Now during this scene, just as Squidward finally finishes writing his song, he has the same look on his face that he had in the episode Squid's Day Off, during the scene where he locked himself inside his house. Oh, also, it isn't necessarily an Easter egg, I guess, but the fish playing the piano in this episode is actually the same fish that SpongeBob sits next to at Reef Cinema in the episode Something Smells.
I did it! Mwah! Yes!
There. Now I'll have to stay here and
enjoy myself. I'm not even gonna think about you-know-who and the you-know-what doing I don't care.
Hi. I am very ugly, but you should enjoy the movie anyway.
Some of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob are the superhero-themed ones, where we get to see Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, and even some villains like the Dirty Bubble or Man Ray get into some action. Now in the Season 3 episode, Mermaid Man vs. Barnacle Boy 5, we were introduced to the Chief, the head of the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. This guy pretty much sends Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, and the rest of the IJLSA on missions. And though his role was pretty important in earlier seasons, the character has not been seen very often since. Well, that all changed in the episode Swamp Mates, as not only does the Chief make his long-awaited return on the screen in the Mermalair, but he also appears at the end of the episode as well. They even got the same original actor from Season 3, which is like 20 years ago, to reprise his role, thus making the Easter egg even more awesome. Here are a bunch of clips.
Super acquaintances, we need your help.
Holy halibut, it's the Chief!
Thank you for the introduction, Quickster, but we all know who I am. More to the point, we've got news on the whereabouts of Evil. Our sources last saw Evil harassing teenagers up at Makeout Reef. You know, Makeout Reef?
Flop and flounder, Mermaid Man. Make out reef.
Those fiends!
Heroes! It's the Chief! Wonderwell isn't late. She's been kidnapped by the nefarious ne'er-do-well, hoodoo guru, the voodoo villain!
Woohoo! This completes my collection!
So I will admit, this last one could be a coincidence, so let me know what you think personally in the comments. But yeah, I'm like 90% sure this is an Easter egg, but let's get into it. In the episode, The Inside Job, there is a scene where SpongeBob uses dish cleaning items to make a Krabby Patty. And in response, Plankton asks if soap is the special sauce. Well, this exact interaction seems to be referenced in the Season 12 episode Cookie Cooks, as at one point, SpongeBob adds soap to some salads, while saying that he can't forget the special sauce. Again, this one could be a coincidence, but it does seem like an Easter egg if you ask me.
Oh no, where are those patties? Oh no, no, there you are, Patty. Add one fluffy bun like so, and a squirt of special sauce.
Special sauce. Wait, soap is their special sauce?
How's this? Oops! Can't forget the salad dressing.
So who here is familiar with this character? This character is named Granny, and she along with Miss Grusselpuss are both pretty rare in terms of incidentals. They don't show up very often. Well, they make a slight cameo in the episode Grandma's Secret Recipe, as both characters appear while SpongeBob and Great Grandma are knitting. This isn't necessarily the most mind-blowing Easter egg or cameo, I'll admit, but hey, it's pretty cool.
What I meant to say was, more please.
Knitting circles sure are fun, eh, Grammy Ma?
Nope.
Why are you not having fun?
Why? Because I don't knit, you nitwit!
Are you sure? 'Cause you make a real nice scarf.
In the episode Nasty Patty, another classic SpongeBob episode, this episode is a banger, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are confronted by a health inspector who wants to try everything on the menu to see if everything is up to the health code. This guy's name is Health Inspector Yellowtail Andy, And to be honest, we haven't seen him much since this episode. He has appeared a few other times, but he's usually a different color. But recently, in the episode A Place for Pets in season 13, he made a big return, and he looks how he used to look, the way he looks in Nasty Patty. This was a really cool reference, and it's awesome to see such an iconic character return to the show, even though it was a fairly minor cameo. But anyways, here's a clip of both appearances with audio.
Try the crunchy kelp dog, sir.
The buttered barnacles are a touch of heaven.
The powdered driftwood is exquisite.
Fresh sludge pudding.
More diet red tie.
Some fried
Please,
fruit.
gentlemen!
Oh no! The health inspector!
Oh, yes, the health inspector. And I'm afraid you can't run a restaurant and a feedlot out of the same building. It's unsanitary.
One of my favorite SpongeBob characters of all time is Man Ray, one of the many supervillains that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy have had to deal with over the years. Now, back in the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3, there is a scene in the Mermalair where we're introduced to Man Ray's Power Glove, a weapon of his that was stolen by his superhero foes. However, he steals it back. Now, though this item might feel insignificant, it was actually referenced a few seasons later in the episode Back to the Past, as Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy show SpongeBob and Patrick Man Ray's Power Glove, which is locked in the Locker of Memories. They then reconfirm that it was once owned by Man Ray, but after freezing him in tartar sauce, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy took it, which is also a reference, as this explains why Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy had it in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3. A really cool Easter egg. I really like this one. Here's a clip.
We're not supposed to touch that stuff. We're not supposed to touch that either. We are really not supposed to touch those, sir. Good people have no use for weapons such as... Oh! The magic claw from episode 1582! Man Ray's Power Glove!
Back in the classic episode, Chocolate with Nuts, SpongeBob and Patrick struggle with their newly founded door-to-door chocolate bar business. That is, until they come across this Barnacle Chips billboard, which inspires them to be a little more business savvy. Well, it actually inspires them to start lying to people, but yeah. Well, as crazy as it sounds, this billboard has popped up quite a few times over the years as an Easter egg, with its most recent appearance being in the episode Teacher's Pests. Don't get me wrong, this is totally a really cool Easter egg, but I do find it funny that it's just a simple billboard. Nonetheless, I love classic references like these, so I hope to see it again in the future.
There must be something to this selling game that we're just not getting. Other people do it, I mean, look at that!
Eat barnacle chips. They're delicious.
They are most certainly not delicious, yet they sell millions of bags a day.
Well, maybe if they didn't stretch the truth, they wouldn't sell as many.
That's it, Patrick!
Our Easter egg can be found in the episode Gary and Spot, and it references a classic episode from season 2, that being the episode Dumped. In this episode, SpongeBob gets his little heart broken when his pet snail, Gary, wants to spend more time with Patrick than himself. So, to try and make little Gary jealous, SpongeBob gets a new pet snail named Larry, who is not only a lot uglier, but a lot meaner too. Like, this snail just sucks. At one point, SpongeBob lets him sleep in his own bed, and he just ruins his bed. Now, since the episode Dumped, Larry has pretty much disappeared from the series, but he did pop up recently in the form of an Easter egg, as when Gary frees all of the creatures from the animal shelter in the episode Gary and Spot, Larry is one of them, thus making for a fun little callback to the show's second season, one of my favorite seasons. Here's a clip with audio.
Come on, let me show you around. Larry, I present to you dinner time. Ta-da! Bon appetit, Larry. That's where I...
Our next Easter egg, or well, I guess Easter eggs, are hidden in the fairly recent Season 13 episode, Say Ah. Now there have been hundreds of incidentals introduced over the years, and this can sometimes result in older ones being discontinued. But fortunately for us longtime fans, the episode Say Ah brings a total of 3 discontinued incidentals back, for the first time in like 20 to 22 years. First up is Incidental 62, who makes their first appearance since the Season 3 episode, New Student Starfish. There is also Incidental 66, who was last seen in the Season 1 episode, Fools in April. Oh, and finally, Incidental 71, who hasn't been seen since Season 2's Patty Hype. Pretty cool, huh? Here's a clip.
It is after class!
Fight, 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 fight!
I don't see anyone fighting, do you?
April Fools, you little sausage! Pretty Patties is now under new management! Who's next?
Okay, so I know we already talked about this episode today, but let's head back over to Captain Pipsqueak for a second. Now, when we first mentioned this episode, I went over all of its cool references to past episodes, but I did leave one out, and this is due to it not being from a SpongeBob episode, but from a SpongeBob video game. And that's this blue little dude known as Prawn. Prawn made his first appearance in the SpongeBob video game, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Really good game that I'm actually going to be streaming on the channel soon. But yeah, it's really cool to see Prawn make his way over to the actual TV show. I wonder though, does this mean that SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is now canon? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious.
Prawn!
Did someone call? Oh, I thought maybe I was looking at superheroes. But now I see it's just a couple of pieces of gnarled driftwood.
Prawn! I'll never forgive you, you madman!
What did Prawn do?
The worst thing you can imagine. He put all of Mermaid Man's white clothes in the washer with a red sock.
Everything I own turned pink! Pink!
What is this?
One of my favorite SpongeBob episodes is Season 1's Bubble Stand, where SpongeBob and Patrick do their best to introduce Squidward to blowing bubbles. Squidward really struggles at first, and boy is it hilarious to watch. But the episode's best moment, in my opinion, is when SpongeBob rotates his body to demonstrate and repeats the sentence, "Bring it around town." I mean, come on, if you're a longtime fan, then you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. It's iconic. Well, in the opening of the episode Mimic Madness, this iconic scene is referenced, thus making for a really cool Easter egg. SpongeBob does the exact same thing and even says, "Bring it around town." So yeah, really cool Easter egg. Here's a clip.
Stop on your right foot, don't forget it! Now it's time to bring it around town. Bring it around town. Then you do this.
Our first Easter egg can be found in the episode Bottle Burglars, and it references the iconic Season 2 episode Frankendoodle. In this episode, SpongeBob and Squidward accidentally let Plankton slip away with the coveted Krabby Patty secret formula. So, as you can imagine, the episode is primarily focused on the not-so-dynamic duo trying to retrieve it. Well, spoiler alert, they do, and the episode has a happy ending. But if we watch closely when Squidward turns on the Krusty Krab security footage, a drawing of Doodlebob can be seen on the bottom of the table, referencing both Frankendoodle and Doodle Dimension. I have always loved Doodlebob, so this Easter egg is awesome. Here's a clip with audio.
And when Squidward answers the door, it won't be me! Aw, look at him. Ain't he a doll? All he needs is a tie. Ready for action!
Quack! Quack! Quack!
Come on. Now let's see if the security cameras picked anything up.
Hi, I'd like to order half a Krabby Patty, please.
Now our last Easter egg is a bit of a reach, I'll be honest, but hear me out, okay? In the episode Squeaky Boots, Mr. Krabs begins to freak out when he can't escape the sound of, well, squeaking. This drives our favorite crab crazy and gives us this scene where Mr. Krabs turns blue and begins to hear and see the word squeak everywhere. He has a total meltdown. Well, this scene seems to be directly referenced in the episode Plankton's Paranoia, with this scene even using the exact same music, just this time, instead of Mr. Krabs freaking out about hearing or seeing the word squeaks, he's tripping out over plankton. Again, a bit of a reach with this one, but it uses the same music.
What's that? I didn't write that! What's that? What's that?
Our first Easter egg can be found in the episode Whelk Attack, and it's pretty cool, as it references one of my favorite older SpongeBob episodes, Suds. In this episode, a herd of large sea whelks invade Bikini Bottom, causing all sorts of problems. Why are they invading, you may ask? Well, it turns out that the whelks are sick, as explained by Sandy near the end of the episode. Now, during this scene, SpongeBob compares the whelks' sickness to Suds, the same illness SpongeBob had to deal with all the way back in the Season 1 episode titled, well, Suds. This is a really cool Easter egg. Here's a clip.
Well, golly! No wonder they're all grumpy. Them whelks are full of germs. Why, they're sicker than a bull with the squirrel pox.
I know just what to do. After all, I've had the suds. I just have to absorb the whelk snot, and they'll return to normal.
What's wrong with you? You're paler than a baby seahorse. The suds?
Here's that patty you wanted, Mr. Krabs, sir.
All right, SpongeBob, you're too sick to work.
No, Mr. Krabs, I'm okay. Honest.
One of my favorite SpongeBob episodes is Season 3's Just One Bite. In this episode, Squidward tastes his very first Krabby Patty, and though he lies and claims to hate them at first, by the end of the episode, we find out the truth. SpongeBob reveals that there is a patty vault hidden in the Krusty Krab that contains hundreds of Krabby Patties. And in the ending scene, we see Squidward break into this place to get his fix. Now, aside from this episode, we haven't really seen the Patty Vault since. However, it does appear in the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 6 in the form of an Easter egg. It's only on screen for a short amount of time, but it can be found during this scene. Yeah, here's a clip.
There it is. Holy shrimp! I don't know where to start. But all that matters is that it's just you and me and nobody.
Squidward? Is that you? Blocks, home to over 5 billion Krabby Patties. One evil mastermind would dare infiltrate this fortified fort and make off with its treasure. It is I, Help Thing. Do what I do.
Stop
You can't do that. Forbidden!
Okay, so this next one is very interesting, as it was either the art team being lazy or a really cool little reference to one of my favorite classic episodes, Grandma's Kisses. In this episode, we get numerous shots of Grandma SquarePants' house, and in the kitchen, we can see this bowl with 3 balls of food in it. I have no idea what the food is, but this is what I'm talking about here. Well, multiple seasons later, years later, in the episode Blackjack, we visit Grandma SquarePants' house again. And look, the exact same bowl and food appears again, potentially referencing Grandma's Kisses. I mean, I highly doubt that Grandma SquarePants left the same food out for 5 years. That would be pretty gross, so this was probably a reference. Here's a clip.
Hi, Grandma!
Come in and sit for a while. Have a cookie, SpongeBob. I baked a fresh batch of gingerbread men.
But where's Blackjack?
Oh, Blackjack just called and left a message for you. He couldn't make it because he's got some loose ends to tie up.
Loose ends? My parents! He's tied them up?
And if you don't hurry, you'll miss out on all the fun.
As a lot of our longtime viewers know, Season 1's Pizza Delivery is one of my favorite, all-time favorite episodes, with it being all about SpongeBob and Squidward going on a little pizza delivery adventure, and doing everything they can to get this box of pizza to its destination. Now, I don't know if the Krusty Krab still serves pizza to this day, but it is possible, considering that a Krusty Krab pizza box did pop up in a recent episode as an Easter egg. It's easy to miss, but in the episode Plankton Gets the Boot, a Krusty Krab pizza can be seen in SpongeBob's house, when he and Plankton are watching a movie in the living room. Pretty cool, huh? Now, you probably can notice there are a bunch of other Easter eggs in the shot, but I'm gonna leave you guys to find them, so leave a comment. What other Easter eggs are in this shot? Anyways though, here's that clip.
Ahoy there, Krusty Krab! How can I help you? Pizza? Of course we have pizza! Squid will bring it right over.
Mr. Krabs, we don't serve pizza.
Many unbearable hours later.
Oh, my love. What a fool I've been. You've always been the only one for me.
Our first Easter egg revolves around some familiar fish we've seen before. In the Season 6 episode, Krabby Road, Plankton creates an entire band just to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula. Now, it's a good episode with some great moments, and if we watch closely during the episode's opening, we can spot an interesting Season 3 Easter egg. In the episode No Weenies Allowed, SpongeBob struggles to get into a new bar called the Salty Spittoon, due to it only accepting the toughest of the toughest fish. SpongeBob is forced to wait in line with some of these tough fish, but this isn't the last time we've seen them. In the opening of the Season 6 episode Krabby Road, they make their return, thus making for a fun little Season 3 reference. They're in jail now, so I wonder what they did, but yeah, here's a clip.
You need to have muscles. You need to have muscles on your muscles. You need to have muscles on your eyeballs.
Ew.
Looks like a rip-snorting good time, SpongeBob.
Yeah, let's go in.
And this is the maximum security level. Since this is your first day, I'll let you peek at our #1 inmate. He's too dangerous to let him around the other inmates.
Our last Easter egg can be found in the episode Boating Buddies. In this episode, instead of a typical SpongeBob boating school episode, is all about Squidward attending boating school after getting a ticket. As you can imagine, this was all SpongeBob's fault. Of course. But luckily for him, SpongeBob decides to help out, eventually leading us to this scene where Squidward does his driving exam. For a few frames, the rare incidental character Granny appears, thus making her first appearance since her debut episode, Have You Seen This Snail?
Just let go of it!
Hooligans! Miss Tuftsy. Oh, Grandma finally found you.
Sheldon Plankton is quite the inventor, with the innocent yet evil little guy creating all sorts of gadgets, weapons, and robots that are all usually used for one-off appearances in episodes. But there has been one invention of his that has popped up multiple times, and that's Robot Plankton. Making his first appearance in the second SpongeBob movie, the robot has appeared twice, with the most recent appearance being in the episode Plankton Retires. The design is pretty much identical, so I would personally say that this was an intentional Easter egg by the art team. Who knows though? Here's a clip.
Me bunions are telling me it's time to stop gloating. Huh? Looks like you're falling apart at the seams. Huh?
For me, sub.
A robot!
Victory dance. Booyah.
How would you be doing that when you're all the way over here in Dullsville,
Because I'm a decoy look-alike robot! Gotcha!
So what I miss?
The episode SpongeBob's Last Stand is all about SpongeBob and Patrick protesting the demolition of their favorite Bikini Bottom location, Jellyfish Fields. Now at one point, we see a parade celebrating the construction of the Shelly Superhighway. And if you're a true SpongeBob fan, you'll notice that the band of the parade is wearing the exact same outfits as Squidward's band in Band Geeks, thus making for another interesting little Easter egg. I love these season 1, 2, or 3 callbacks. They're the best. Here's a clip.
They couldn't come. They died. Then who's that? Ah, that would be my band!
We're ready to perform, Squidward.
Well, Squiddy, this is exactly how I pictured your band would look. That's his eager face.
In the episode Whatever Happened to SpongeBob, SpongeBob develops amnesia after running away from Bikini Bottom and eventually finds himself in New Kelp City. This place is very similar to New York, and believe it or not, SpongeBob actually becomes mayor of this place. However, due to him having amnesia and forgetting his name, he goes by a new name, that being Mayor Cheesehead Brownpants. Well, this is actually referenced in the Season 7 episode One Course Meal, when Plankton literally refers to SpongeBob as Cheesehead. Here's a clip.
For this, I appoint you Mayor of New Kelp City!
Hi, Plankton. What you doing laying in the middle of the road?
Go away, Cheesehead! Can't you see I'm trying to get run over? In fact, better yet, just step on me as hard as you can. Would you do that for me?